You know what bugs me? I still, these days, hear people using that fucking 2015 meme, safe spaces. Nobody wants fucking safe spaces. I don't think I've seen anybody where I go like, oh, that guy wants a safe space in a long time. I guess it could effectively be a synonym for echo chamber or some kind of a commentary on censorship. But the idea of a safe space is that people want to go where they're not encountering conflict. That's, I think, almost entirely the point of it. Like on paper, a safe space is supposed to be a place free of conflict. And the only place I've ever even seen that is in like a therapeutic environment. And by that I mean one-on-one therapy environment. Funny little aside, several years ago, I joined some sort of like, it was like something kind of like a self-help seminar, you know, back when I was like getting off of drugs and getting my life together and shit when I was much younger. And that place was great, and I learned a lot from that, and it was a very valuable experience, except for, despite being a safe place, the people running it had a lot of behind-the-scenes drama. There were, like, lawsuits going back and forth. People were getting kicked out of the inner circle and shit. And so my mother had joined it first and, like, invited me, like, going, like, oh, I got a lot of help from this. You know, I want this for you, too. It was a very nice and beautiful thing, but... so my mother's therapist was like a member of the management team, and he got kicked out. And then just because the lady who ran the thing hated that therapist, just to like fuck with him, she fucked with my mom and then fucked with me to fuck with my mom. And it was the most toxic thing imaginable. And, you know, I don't want to go over and over into like personal shit that doesn't really have anything to do with this. It's just that like even in that kind of environment, where it's like on paper, like contractually, like they promise you a safe space, it doesn't exist. So when you hear safe space in the context of politics, it's like a fucking laughingstock. Because if you can't even get a safe space in a semi-clinical environment, how the fuck are you going to get it in politics or education? It doesn't fucking happen. But the main thing that makes it ridiculous is people who have ever even claimed to want safe spaces are people who are like addicted to conflict. Like, I would say that one of the defining characteristics of progressives and social justice warriors is they actually love conflict. They love violent conflict. They love verbally abusive conflict. And just go right now into any given, like, the Young Turks comment section, go into any CNN or MSNBC comment section, you're going to see a lot of sexual based insults like blah, blah, blah's an incel, can't get laid, small dick, like anything from like anything related to sex, it's there. Calls for assassination, the we should punch Nazis meme, fucking everything about these people is remarkably violent, hyper sexist for all of these, you know, feminists saying shit like, oh, don't sexualize women, and toxic masculinity is about like, you know, guys always like propositioning women and that's not okay. But what's the very, 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 like 99 times out of 100 very first thing a progressive will use to insult anybody male? You can't get laid, unfuckable, incel this, girls don't like you that, mom's basement this. Everything's an insult based on physical appearance. If it's not sexual and it's not violent, it's you're ugly. I mean, we're talking the basest, lowest, cheapest, most childish, juvenile levels of hyper aggression. But they safe space. It's like you shouldn't even make fun of these people. Because first of all, I haven't really heard a leftist say anything about a safe space in a while. Probably just because, you know, I haven't run into it. I'm sure it still happens. But a lot of them don't claim to want them and certainly aren't trying to enact them. So it's kind of a useless insult, don't you think? Anyway, thanks for watching.